TNA is finally back after a short little break, and before we even get into the review, I want to say two things real quick. I'm very happy TNA took the break. Now, they did take it at a very wrong time, the absolute worst time, but the fact that they did take a break really put into perspective how much sometimes you just need to take a break from wrestling to enjoy the show, because heading into the show, I was actually super excited, and I don't think I would have been had this break not have been there. Secondly, they absolutely ruined the open fight night concept. The idea that for one night every year, you can come out on a weekly episode of your show, call out anyone you want and have a match with them sounds really fucking awesome, but TNA absolutely squandered it. So I'm not even going to explain it to you, I'm just going to show it to you in the review. So tonight's episode does start out with a fatal 4-way tag team match. The system goes up against the Great Hands, it goes up against the Rascals, also goes up against Sinner and Saint. What I also really hate about these fatal 4-way tag team matches is how there's always only 2 people in the ring and not 4 people. It just feels wrong. And also, this match doesn't influence the whole open fight night concept at all. I know Brian Myers had a promo at the beginning of the night saying something about this match, but it doesn't feel, why would you want this match? You don't have beef with all 3 of these teams. It just feels worthless. Now the match itself, it was fine. It was a fun little match, nice opening match. Really put into perspective that the tag team division, it's quite good actually at the moment. There's a lot of challengers. The system does end up picking up the victory over the Great Hands. So, a fine tag team match to open the show. Can't say I really cared about it though, but just being able to see the division right now as it is, got me kind of optimistic about the tag team division going forward. The next match is Jody Threat versus Danny Luna. Jody Threat in a backstage segment calls out Danny Luna. Something I also didn't like is how all the callouts happened in a backstage segment. I feel like it would have been much more impactful if Jody Threat came out to the ring, called out Danny Luna, and the match went from there. It would have been much more impactful. But this match is surprisingly long and surprisingly good. Both these women have so much potential. I really hope TNA pushed them, especially Danny Luna, who did pick up the victory over Jody Threat. Also, I've really enjoyed this rivalry. It's been a long-term rivalry, but it's been really good. Danny Luna needs to be one of the next Knockouts champions, if not the next Knockouts champion. I feel like a lot of people, as soon as Ash by Elegance relinquished the belt, were putting it on Danny Luna, and I don't think anybody is upset now because Kelani Jordan's had a great reign, but they really need to start pushing Danny Luna because, God, she's good. We also get the announcement by Elegance brand, which Ash by Elegance is with them, so I'm really happy to see that. I'm really happy she's still involved. Don't know what the issue is with her, but it's just good seeing that she's still around. They announced that they're going to do a worldwide search for a Mr. Elegance, and whoever wins will get a 1-year contract with TNA. I think this is going to be a really fun storyline. Quite excited for it. It sounds similar to the WWE ID program, where if you win an ID belt, you get an ID contract. I know it's completely different, but I'm excited for it. It's a completely new element to the Elegance brand, which I'm excited for. Even later tonight, we do get a little promo segment where they're watching a bunch of nobodies fight in matches. It's a promo segment, by the way. We don't get these actual matches, and they're not impressed by anyone, so they just leave. So I'm actually really excited to see what this is all about. Then the next match is a match out of the TNA Vault. It apparently happened months ago. It's the Hardy Boys versus the Colones. Yeah, the Colones are appearing on TNA in late 2025. God, what does this show come to? So I don't know if this was the fact with all the other matches that were also taken out of the Vault and showed just now, or if it was only this match. But it sucked, man. If you weren't gonna give us an actual show, just wait until next week's live episode. It's not that big of a deal. Now the Hardy Boys win, they were still tag team champs at this point. Well, they're still tag team champs now. So the Colones weren't gonna win. It was an El Paso street fight. If it's a type of match you enjoy, check it out. Maybe it's for you. I just couldn't care less about it. I'm happy the Hardy Boys retained though. I mean, I do enjoy seeing them, and the tag team division seems quite good at the moment. So I'm excited to see where the division goes from here. And then also, all throughout the show, probably half of the show was just clips from old TNA Classic matches, which was, it was nice, but it was just a whole promo for TNA Plus. So, I think I started tuning back into TNA at the wrong time, because this show it really was not it. It was cool, but it was a waste of a concept. Kelani Jordan also has a little promo package backstage where she's being interviewed talking about her heel turn, how she's been carrying the Knockouts division and she's been defending TNA, but nobody seems to care. So I'm really enjoying her heel turn. I mean, again, kind of want to see Kelani Jordan on TNA, but this episode is what it is. And then in the main event, it's Mike Santana, your new TNA World Champion, making his first appearance as TNA World Champion, going up against Cedric Alexander, who called him out earlier tonight, again in a backstage segment, not even in the ring. This was in itself a really fine match too. I mean, it's Mike Santana versus Cedric Alexander. Obviously, they're gonna have a bang of a match. It just, by this point in the show, I really did not care because it didn't feel like they capitalized on what the show could have been. Again, I've said this before so many times, I'm sounding like a broken record. Feels like the biggest missed opportunity they could have had. You didn't have to advance a lot of storylines. Just have someone come out who, Mustafa Ali, have him come out and say, hey, I have a gripe with Mike Santana. Come out, let's fight, and then have a match, right? You don't even need to progress storylines that much. Just didn't do it. So if I had to give the Nitro rating, I'm unfortunately gonna give it a 5 out of 10. You know, the matches were fine, you know, some promo segments were fine, but overall I feel like could have just done so much more. And I hope next year or maybe in a few months they try and redo this concept and do it better, because there is really so much potential in it. But it's classic TNA just failing at something pretty obviously. So if you like this review, I cover TNA, NXT, and Evolve every single week, along with a podcast with PWF where we just talk about Evolve for 2 hours, maybe more sometimes. So if you're interested in that, tune in. Please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.